I'm just gonna share my testimony with you guys. I hope and pray that this testimony wakes somebody up. It wake an atheist up, man. An atheist and somebody who's coming into the faith, coming into Christ. I pray that my testimony, also encourage you to stay on the right path, to keep going on this path, this narrow path. Don't go to that broad way, that broad path, the way that to the lake of fire, that everybody else is going. But stay on this narrow path. I pray that it just, I can wake somebody up. I can encourage somebody, just to stay in the faith. So this is gonna be my testimony of my life before coming into Christ, my life, after, to the recent now of me being coming into the faith, and tell you how this devil tried to take me out multiple times. He tried to take me out multiple times. Then I didn't understand growing up why it was happening to me, what was going on, like why people always try to bother me out of everybody else in my family. But it's starting to make sense. It's all making sense now as I got older, and so I pray that my testimony just wakes somebody up. But what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Spiritual J, back with another video. So let's jump right into it. So I'm from Virginia, born and raised, didn't live nowhere else. I went to Job Corps for 9 months, but I didn't live there. It was just temporary stuff. But born and raised in Virginia, never lived nowhere else. Raised by my mother, basically say my mother and my grandma. Growing up, I didn't have a bad life. I had a great childhood. Me and my brothers and sisters, we had a great childhood. We never had no problems growing up. I miss my childhood. I feel like that's very important for people to have a great childhood. I feel like that's very important. Because if you don't have a great childhood, then you're going to grow up depressed and stuff, and sad and mad at life and stuff. But a lot of people don't, especially a lot of celebrities don't even have good childhoods. But growing up, I was always felt like I was the outcast in my family. I feel like I was the one that was different, set apart from my family. Even at that young age, I didn't understand. Like, I always felt that I was different from the rest of them. They would do certain stuff, but I would do something different. Not saying I was some type of angel growing up, because then again, I was one of the ones that was always getting in trouble. Me and my older sister, it was just us two. We was just the ones that seemed like we was just the ones getting in trouble in school and outside of school. But I was always into something. I ain't never been locked up, but I was always into something. And see, growing up, my mother, we wasn't struggling, but thank God that we had my grandma there, and my other side, and my mom's side, her mom was there also, to help us, to my grandma on my dad's side, she was putting sending, because me and my two brothers, we had the same mom and same dad, so basically we got the same grandma. So she would buy school clothes, and we would go stay with her in the whole summer. When school let out, we've been on it the whole summer. Then when it's time to go back to school, we would go back with my mom. back home and stuff. But so we had like a great upbringing. We had a great childhood growing up. Like we had fun also. And then it's like as soon as my mom got married to my stepdad, and he had 3 kids, so they came and moved in with us. So we had to move to a bigger house. So we moved to Fredericksburg, Virginia. And so and like in that time, that's when we getting older, going to middle school, doing sports in school. We chasing after girls, me and my brothers and stuff. We going after the girls and stuff. And so like that's like growing up. Like I said, I always felt like I was a different one. I always felt like I was set apart from them, even at a young age, even before I even knew about chosen one or being set apart from the world, or the spiritual realm and stuff. I always had a love for God. I was always one of the ones that was going to church. Out of all my brothers and sisters, I was the only one that was asking my mom, "Can we go to church? Can we go to church? Let's go to church." I was always that one, saying that I want to, I always had a love for God. My brothers and sisters, they didn't care about that stuff. They was doing other stuff, but I was always the one that was doing that. Even my mom told me a story growing up that when I was like, she said I was like 4 or 5. We was at my grandma's house, and cause I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Well, I had 2 sisters, and when we was always playing in the living room, she told me that my brothers and sisters, they was playing, and she looked over and she seen me in a corner. I was praying. She said that I was praying or something like that. She said everybody else was playing with toys and stuff, but I was over there on my knees and with the praying hands, I was praying and stuff. And so when she told me that story, I was like, wow. And so growing up, that explains why I always was in the church. I was always in church, always. I was always wanting to hear about God and stuff, but I didn't even know nothing about a spiritual realm though. My mom told me about heaven and hell, but I didn't know nothing about demons and angels. I didn't know nothing about that. And see, when I hit 7, I started to I ran into pornography. At 7 years old, I ran into pornography. Then at 12 years old, I started to masturbate. I got into masturbation. Me going to school, I'm seeing so many beautiful girls, man. And then I get home and I don't know, just one day I just masturbated. Felt good to the flesh, and boom, there it was. I got hooked to it. Started doing it a lot. Then years go by, I getting older and stuff. Then we end up moving back to Dumfries, Virginia, where I live at currently. And so we go there. We moved to Dumfries, and it's like as soon as we moved to Dumfries, it's just like everything just like changed. Everything just changed when we moved there. It's like that's when the devil started to like really attack me, because the devil knows how your life is gonna plan out. He knows the time that you supposed to wake up, or he knows what's gonna happen in your life. He knows that stuff. That's how powerful he is. See, a lot of people try to underestimate the devil. Don't do that, because he know a lot about you. He know what you like, what you dislike. He know what you're passionate about. He know all that. So, but he's not higher than the Most High. He's not higher than God. He ain't more powerful than God. But God created him. But see, he just used his free will. The devil used his free will and wanted to be higher than God and mess up his creation. You know? And so like me growing up, I had a choice to move with my grandma or my mom. And I chose to, but see, if I would have moved with my grandma, I would have been closer to my dad. Or if I would have stayed with my mom, I would have, you know, had my own room and stuff. But if I would have moved with my grandma and stuff, I wouldn't have had my own room. I would have, they had nowhere to sleep at. But see, God knows what he's doing. He knows, you know, what's best for us and how it's supposed to be, how it was meant to be. And I wasn't meant to move it wasn't meant for me to move my grandma. Because if I would have moved with my grandma, I wouldn't have been right. I wouldn't be right here talking to y'all right now. Because my mindset at that time was just focused on where the girls at, and want to have, you know, sex and stuff. Where the girls at. That's how my mind was. And my older brother ended up moving with my grandma. He had his own room down there, but I moved with my mom and stayed with her to Dumfries. And so I would go visit my brother when because me and my younger brother moved with my mom, but I would go visit my brother down at my grandma's house, and, you know, go to the school when he getting out, and it would just be nothing but girls out there talking to us and stuff. And I told him, I said, look, bro, if I would have moved out here, I probably would have had about 5 kids or so moving out there. But see, that's not the plan that God had for me, because he knew that I would have been distracted out there. I would have been very distracted. I would have had some babies. I would have had some babies. I'm telling you. And see, and my life would have been probably going crazy. My life would have probably been going crazy. But see, God got a plan for everybody's life. And his plan wasn't for me to go down there, because if I would have moved down there, it would have knocked the whole plan off, the whole process off. And so I moved with my mom, got to move to Dumfries and stuff, and you know, it's like one day when we moved to when we moved out there with my mom, it was me, my younger brother, and my 2 sisters, and my mom and my stepdad. And I had nephews and stuff at that time. Like, I think I had like I had a nephew and a niece. And it was this thing called the DYC, where we moved at. It was just this place called the DYC right beside my house. All we had to do was just walk through this field, and we'd be right there. It's like a 2-minute walk. And the DYC is a place every Friday that we go to play basketball and stuff after school. You know, everybody already know because on Fridays, you know, when we get out, the weekend coming, we ain't got school on Saturday and Sunday. So everybody know that show up at the DYC. We want to play some basketball. We want to play a game or something. It was just like a little arcade place, but it was mostly like a basketball court in it. And so we get there, you know, we playing basketball and stuff, you know. We used to always go every Friday. And it's just this one day, I was, you know, nobody was talking about going to the DYC. Didn't nobody want to go to the DYC. Everybody was talking about they was going to a party or staying at home or something. So me and my little brother was bored in the house. We was bored. And one day I was just like, let's go to the DYC. Go there, go to the DYC. Stay there for like 30 minutes or like 1 hour or something. It was boring in there. Nobody was in there. Then after that, we leave. And I see some girls out there with like 3 dudes. And the girl said hey to me. I said hey back and stuff. I said what's up. And so when I left, we left, and then when I start walking, and as soon as I look back, I see these dudes following me and my younger brother. It was nobody but the devil, but Satan, because I didn't know them. We had just moved out there. I didn't know them. And so we get there, we walk through the field, but like we walking and then they following. I was about to stop. And you know, it's like what's up? Like, why y'all following us? But I told my younger brother, I said go. I told him to go, just run or go, so that they won't get him. And so when I do that, I look back, cause I about to stop, and then I see them. They said, "Hey," and I see them pull out something. I know I seen like a little knife, because that's what they love. They love to carry out there in our neighborhood was knives and pokes. We call it pokes. You know, poke somebody. They love to carry. They love to carry these little knives or something. So I was like, what in the? I was like, I look back, and they all had one. They all had one in their hand, getting ready to, you know, if they get closer up on me, they're about to stab me. They wanted to kill me, basically, you know. And I didn't know who they was. I was 14 at this time. I just moved out there. I ain't had no problems with nobody. But I think that they thought that I was from another neighborhood, or I think it was just the devil. The devil sending them to try to get me. So I see him. I said, okay. So I start walking, you know, and I believe one of them had a gun also. One of them had a gun. So I get to this big field, and that big field is dark. You can't see nothing in that field. So I lead them into the field with me. As soon as I get in the field, I go behind this fence. I go in the backyard and stuff, and they still looking for me. I can hear them talking like, where he go? Where he at? And, you know, I go in the field and stuff, and then, you know, they see me. They see me because I leave the field and get in front of my house. They see me and they start running at me. And before they can get me, I went into the house and shut the door. And then I look out the window, and they still like out there walking around and stuff. Then they end up leaving. And so, I didn't know who those guys was. I knew that they were demons trying to get me. I knew that, but didn't understand why that happened to me. Then something else played out. You know, like a couple months go by. I'm walking. I'm young with all this stuff happening. I'm young as crap. I walk into the store. You know, one day I was bored in the house. You know, I walked to the store, and next thing you know, I see I go to the Dollar General, and I come back. It's this dude. He like, you know, you could say like he basically was just staring at me. Hold on, y'all, I'm about to turn my car on. It's getting a little hot in here. So basically, I see him. He looking at me. So he looking at me, and I'm looking at him. And I got in my mind like, why is this dude like following me? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why is this dude following me? What is he following me for? Like, what is he looking at? And he's in a car, and I'm walking from the store. He's in a car, and he's just staring at me. He just staring and staring. And then I look at him, and he like did like this to me. I said, "What's up?" And he's still staring. So I'm like, what in the world? He was a sexual predator. That's why I tell y'all, be careful, man. Be careful. Be careful where your kids going. Be careful with, you know, don't just allow your kid to go to these random people's houses. Oh, they come to you asking you, can they stay the night somewhere and all that. Don't let them just stay the night there. Don't do that. That's where you mess up at. And see, when I was going, and then I started walking home, then he pulls up on me and started talking to me. He like, hey man, what's going on, man? What's going on? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's going on? What's up? He like, yeah man, it's just, it's just, I seen you walking and stuff. I'm like, and I just wanted to pull up and ask you, like, man, have you ever thought about modeling? So in my mind, I'm like, modeling? And then I got in my mind, like, why is a man sitting up here questioning me if I thought about modeling and stuff? Like, and he like, yeah, man, you ever thought about modeling? I was like, nah, I ain't never thought about that. I was like, nah, I haven't. So then he gets out the car and he comes up to me like turns his car off and gets out and start talking to me. So we sitting there talking and stuff, and he like, yeah, man, I'm like a modeling agent. I do this modeling stuff. I go around looking for people who can model. And I'm like, what in the world? So, and I see him pull out his phone, and he like, yeah, man, this is my email. Take my email down, take my number and stuff. And then, so then, before I could take his email down and stuff, and he was like, man, as soon as you get in the house, man, hit me up, man, hit me up. So that I can come, scoop you in. I can show you where my place is located at and how we do modeling it. I see my mom pull up. Now, mind you, we standing on a sidewalk. I'm still like 10 minutes from our house. And my mom pulls up. Just happened to pull up. And I see her, I'm like, there go my mom right there. I'm like, hold on, there go my mom right there. So my mom, he like, oh, that's your mom. Okay, let's he like, you about to go talk to her? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go catch a ride with her and stuff. So he go over there and he starts talking to her with me. And then he told my mom, he was like, your son, I think your son could be like a model or something. This man said that he told my mom, mind you, he didn't tell me this. He told my mom, he's like, yeah, I Lil Wayne, I be working for Lil Wayne and all this stuff. And I'm like, Lil Wayne? See, when he said Lil Wayne, I'm like, this man ain't never tell me Lil Wayne. So my mom like, Lil Wayne and stuff. So my mom took his email and stuff down. And then she like, how do you know him? I'm like, I don't know him. He just pulled up on me. And she was like, he just pulled up on you? I'm like, yeah, he just pulled up on me. I'm walking to the store. He just pulled up on me. Then I go there, and we get home. My mom look up his email not found. Email don't even exist. His email doesn't even exist. This man was a sexual predator. I seen the way that he was looking at me. I had a funny feeling of him when he put up on me. I even had a funny feeling of him. I'm like, man, like, who is this dude, man? Like, he tried to get me to get inside his car right there, but I wouldn't get inside his car. I'm like, man, who is this dude, bro? And it was a sexual predator. I seen the way he was looking at me. The way he was looking at me, it was a bad look. It was this. If y'all would see the most evilest look that he was looking at me, he was a gay man, obviously. He was a sexual predator, a rapist or something. The way that he was looking at me it was like he wanted like basically kidnap me, basically. Because at that time I was 14 and I looked way younger than 14. I could have looked like I was about 10, for real. And walking to the store by myself and stuff, man, like it could be all types of sexual predators just come and try to bother me and stuff. And he was one of them. He was a sexual predator trying to, bother me. And my mom was like, this man don't even exist. His email don't even exist. So who was he, for real? I was like, man, my mom was like, I think that dude was trying to kidnap you or something. And so I was like, yeah. And I was like, thank God that she pulled up and stuff. Because he could have called somebody else to come and pull up with him and probably try to jump me or kidnap me or something. And it was nobody but God that was there, man. And I'm telling y'all this because the devil is real, man. He could be out here for your children or for you. Be careful you meet somebody new and you go up to their house or something. I see this happen all the time. You know, people getting kidnapped and end up missing. They go to these people's houses not knowing who these people are. You just met them in one day and then you end up on the news or something. Be careful that if you let your child just stay at somebody's house. Don't do that. Or you just go up to random people's houses. Don't do that. You don't know who working for Satan. You don't know who these people are. These people are Satan's children, but they look like us. They're in the flesh. When those fallen angels began to multiply on the earth in Genesis, they were in the flesh. They multiplied and they took on the flesh. They look like humans and they bear children with them. Be careful, y'all. And so next thing you know, that was a sexual predator, y'all. He was a sexual predator, a demonic person trying to get me. And so, now mind you, I'm telling you, it's a lot of homosexuals that try to come up to me, approach me at a young age. A lot of homosexuals. That's that devil. That devil, man. I'm telling you. And we get to, next thing you know, I get older. Like a couple years go by, I walk to the store again, and it's these group of boys. They on a bike. They driving past. No, not driving. They riding past on their bike, and they just staring at me. And I look back at them, and I'm staring at them. And mind you, at that time I was carrying like a knife on me. I was carrying like a knife on me and stuff, you know, because anybody that tried to walk up on me, I was going, and you try to do something to me, I was just going to straight stab you. And if you lost your life right there, so be it. And so because I was getting tired of people kept trying to bother me, like kept trying to come up to me and stuff. And so these dudes, like they still on the bike, and I'm still looking back as I'm walking. I'm still looking back at them, and they still staring at me. They still looking at me. Next thing you know, they stop. It's two of them. They stop and they put their mask on in broad daylight. They put their ski mask on, so all I could see was just the eyes and the mouth. They put their ski mask on and they look at me. They hit some type of cut. They go behind some fence, basically trying to walk up on me slowly. So what I do is I cross the street and I go inside another neighborhood and I go inside this little cut. So they couldn't find me. They didn't know where I was. They go another way of Satan trying to get me. I'm just minding my business, going home. This devil once again trying to get me, once again bothering me. I ain't bothering nobody. This devil trying to take me out once again. And then after that, I go home and stuff, and I'm like, man, at that time, I think I'm like 16 at this time. I'm like, man, I gotta get me a gun or something. I need to get me a gun or something. And you know, it's like I couldn't get no gun. You know, because you know, yeah, the boys around there had guns, but I didn't. I ain't had one. But I didn't know how they was getting one, and I ain't want to get caught with one. So I was just made in my mind like I ain't about to be out here like that, you know. So then I get hooked to the wrong friends. I start smoking and stuff. Getting high, get addicted to it at a young age. Now I got a lot of friends now, you know, we getting high. Then, you know, as I start to get older, you know, messing with females, having sex and stuff. Then I run into, you know, I got a homeboy, I got a friend now. Me and him just getting high and doing all this stuff. All we do was just getting high. We was friends for like 4 years. So I was 16 at that time. So then when I hit 20, now I know in the Bible it said, you know, somebody else, I don't know who it was. He was a young dude. He started coming into Christ at 20 years old. I think he was 20 years old and he started coming into Christ. This is in the Bible. I can't quote it right, man. So mind you, so that explained to me why at 20 years old, my whole life changed. My whole life changed at 20. When I hit 20, God pushed away my homeboy, pushed away my friend. I ain't had like we ended up not being friends no more because he ended up dating my sister and had a baby with my sister. So I'm like, he doing all that and he still want to get high, and for some reason God just pushed him away. Didn't understand what was going on. Me and him got into it. We got into an argument and a fight and stuff, and we never got into an argument like that before. So then we just stopped being cool. Next thing you know, I got a job. I went to Job Corps at 18. Was there for 9 months. Came home at I was, how old was I? 19 when I got home. And then I ended up working. I got a job. I started working. As soon as I worked at Burger King, I got a job at Burger King. It's like, as soon as I got the job at Burger King, my whole life changed. My whole life changed when I got the job at Burger King. And I started, getting with other females and stuff at Burger King. And then it was this manager there. She was a grown woman. Mind you, I just had a birthday. I just turned 20. I started working there in April. And then when May came, it was May the 8th. May the 8th is my birthday. I had a birthday and stuff. And October came. And this grown woman, she was my manager. I had all female managers and I had one gay manager. He was a homosexual. He was the owner of the store, but he was there like almost every day because he was the head manager. He was the GM over all of them, over the other 3 women managers. And so all the women managers, even the gay manager, he even trying to come at me. A gay dude. This homosexual man keep being in my face, throwing these little slick shots at me and stuff, and I'm getting mad at this time. I'm getting mad, like this gay man keep trying to throw shots at me and stuff. But the woman manager, this woman, she tried to come at me. And then it was another woman manager, she tried to come at me. And these are grown people in their 30s. And one of the women managers, me and her just clicked like that for some reason. I don't know why. Me and her, we just clicked. And then I had a night shift with her. Me and her, we exchanged numbers. Mind you, she 38 at this time. I'm 20. I'm 20 years old, and she 38. So she wanted to chill with me, wanted to smoke with me and everything. So I was smoking at that time. I was smoking heavy. And so we get into these little conversations and stuff. She pull up on me. I'm like, damn, my mom, like, this a grown woman trying to holler at me, trying to come at me. But mind you, it was another 35-year-old woman that was trying to come at me also, and I was talking to her at the same time. But then this 38-year-old just caught my attention because she kept pulling up on me. And so, we pull up, we talking, we smoking in the car and stuff, we smoking. I was a weed addict at this time. I was a weed addict. I had to smoke every day, all day. Mind you, I started smoking in high school, like junior, senior year. I was going to school high. And so me and her, we just clicked like that. Next thing you know, like a week later, she invited me to her hotel. She get a hotel and she invited me there because, mind you, she was in this situation where she was living in the hotel. And I would go to the hotel every day with her. Then we end up having sex. And I believe that this was soul ties. And I don't know why, out of all the other women I was having sex with, I ain't click with them like that. But this one, me and her, we kind of like had like this little relationship. It wasn't too serious, but it was like I was with her every day now. And mind you, I was seeing her every day also because she was my manager. And like, this is a grown woman. Me and her daughter is like close to the same age. Her daughter 18, I'm 20. She got an older son that's my age, and she got another son that's like 2 years younger than me. So I'm like, what in the world? I am old enough to be your son, and you trying to approach me and stuff like that. Didn't know who this woman was. My opinion, I believe she was a fallen angel. I believe she was a fallen angel. She had all the ways of a fallen angel. Them fallen angels, y'all. Them fallen angels don't care who they see. They like it. They would have sex with anything. They would have sex. Fallen angels are demonic. They're angels. They're fallen angels. They fell with Satan. I didn't understand who this woman was. So then, she was, when I got with her, I started seeing angel numbers. As soon as I got with her, one day I was so high. I was so high one day in that hotel room that the TV came on. This is where I started picking up on my gifts, my spiritual gifts and stuff. And I'm clairaudient and clairvoyant. And clairaudient is where you can hear messages through the television or the radio. It's like, Transformers, how Bumblebee couldn't talk like how Optimus Prime could talk, but Bumblebee could talk to you through different stations. Different stations, like it would give messages to you through different stations and stuff. That's how clairaudient is. I can hear messages through different programs and stuff. I can hear the spiritual realm talking to me. Whether it's demonic or it's angelic. And one day I was so high in that room that the television, my eyes just looked at her, and it said something on the television said, this woman that you with is demonic and she's not good for you. She's not good. She's demonic. And it was I think this was God talking to me through that. I was so high, I picked up on it, and my eyes was just looking at her. Speak to me, Father. My eyes was just planted right on her, and it was like, this woman that you with, this woman is very demonic. She's not good. She's not good for you. I was like, what in the world? I wasn't tripping. I thought I was tripping. I was like, hold on. Let me start smoking this weed, because I'm sitting here tripping. Mind you, I wasn't. I didn't know that it was a spiritual realm talking to me, telling me that to get away from this woman. And it got to a point where she got into a situation where her daughter did something. Mind you, her daughter was living with her in the hotel. Her daughter did something to the point where they got kicked out the hotel. So they had nowhere to go. And mind you, I was living with my mom still at this time. And so I called my mom. I was like, hey mom, can me and such move in? She was like, yeah, she can move in. So my mom let her move in and stuff. And her daughter moved with one of her friends. So her daughter didn't come and live with us. And so I'm sitting there like, what in the world? I'm like, bro, this is like, why now she in here with me? Soon as she moved in there with me, all hell broke loose. It got bad. We started arguing bad. We started doing all that. See, God would lead stuff up to the point where we would get away with stuff where He would separate you from somebody that's not good for you. And so me and her got into it and stuff. It got to the point where she wasn't coming to the house no more. Like, this is a grown woman. But see, in my mind, I was trying to take her serious, and then another part of my mind was like, man, don't take this girl serious. She a grown woman. She basically old enough to be your mother. So I got to the point where I was like, yeah, I'm about to just leave this woman alone. I'm about to leave her alone. I ain't about to hit her up no more. I ain't about to do none of that no more. So next thing you know, it get to a point where I'm telling her, I'm like, you know what? You can just leave. I told her, I said, get out my house. Get out of here. Because it was giving me all signs that this woman was demonic. God was giving me all the signs that this woman is so demonic that you was only supposed to be with her for a little bit. But mind you, I started seeing angel numbers. I started seeing all that stuff. Didn't know what the word angel numbers was. I didn't know what angel numbers was. Like, why am I seeing all this stuff? And so, next thing you know, it's like me and her get into it. So now, I basically kicked her out. I basically kicked her out my mom's house. I said, you gotta go. I said, you gotta go. And people was like, my mom even said, it was like, she a grown woman, you know, she got a, you got a life ahead of you. She already lived life. Like, she basically about to be 40 years old. She already lived life. So I pushed her on, you know, I told her, you know, get out of my house. Now, I get to work. It's just awkward there. The gay man started to, the GM dude, he started to act funny towards us. Because, you know, he was a jealous dude. And I had to let him know one day. Me and him got into it one day. I'm like, man, listen, I'm not gay. You are. I don't go like that. I don't go down. I don't. That ain't me. I'm not no homosexual man. So whatever you trying to do, whatever hints you throwing, whatever all that stuff, you need to cut that stuff out, because all hell gonna break loose in here. We basically got into an argument. And he basically this dude basically fired me because we got into it, because he said that I was being disrespectful to him. You are a gay man, a homosexual man who needs to be delivered, who needs Jesus in your life. I ain't got nothing against gay people, but he started being petty because me and that woman started to mess around, and it got word in the whole Burger King that me and her was sleeping together, and me and her was messing around. Y'all, and I'm telling you this is part of my testimony, because showing you how, you know, what God allows to happen in your life, and for you to glorify him, and for you to look back on your life and see this stuff is real. This stuff is real. The spiritual realm and all this stuff is real, y'all. Wake up. So I started to wake up. So after me and her, you know, we had to work together. It was awkward in there. It was really awkward. I was cutting back on smoking. See the devil's plan was to get her to break my heart, for me to fall in love with her, to break my heart, so that I can go on to other drugs, not just weed. But he wanted me to go on to like coke and crack, because that's what she was doing. She wanted me to try coke with her, and I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it because I knew that if I tried that stuff, I would have got hooked to it. I was close to trying it, but I didn't. And that was just the Satan's plan for me to get hooked onto it, so that I could be addicted to it and it could lead my life down the wrong path. But God stopped it before it got that far. And so it was awkward in there. It got to the point where she was throwing shots in there at me. The gay man was throwing shots. And mind you, the 35-year-old woman, the other manager woman, well, she was throwing shots because she tried to get with me before the 38-year-old. So they all was just throwing shots at me, not knowing how demonic that place was. When I started to wake up to it, I started seeing how demonic that place was. And so I left. I quit, got to another job. Next thing you know, I get another job and stuff at another moving company and stuff. And at this point, I see on YouTube, I run into different spiritual leaders. This one dude named Enoch the Freestyle Prince. I made a video about him already. And he started teaching me stuff about the spiritual realm and all that stuff, how demons and angels are real and stuff. Now, he showed me demons and angels are real, but the reason why I said that he's a false prophet, see, listen, the Antichrist comes before Christ. The Antichrist comes before Christ. So Enoch tried to deceive my mind into thinking that Horus was the real Jesus, that Osiris was the real god and stuff, and that Isis is Mary and all this stuff. He tried to deceive my mind into believing it, and to get me away from, learning about the real truth, Jesus the Christ. And I was believing that stuff at one point. I was believing that stuff. But see, this is what God, and Enoch even showed me about fallen angels. He even taught me about fallen angels. He's, fallen angels are here, they're real and stuff. But see, he was messing up my mind to the part where he started talking about Horus and all that stuff. And so, but then God sent another person to me, sent another spiritual leader, another leader to me, and showed me that all that stuff that I was learning about was false. It was a lie. All that Horus and Osiris and Egyptian stuff, all that stuff was a lie, man. So he showed me the actual truth. And when I read my Bible, when I started to read the Bible, see, Enoch, his videos tried to keep me away from the Bible. He tried to keep me from the Bible. He tried to say the Bible was fake, all that stuff. People going to churches is they don't know that they actually worshiping out Osiris and stuff. He told me that in his videos, and to all his other followers, and I was believing that stuff. But that stuff was fake. It was fake. So now the other leader who God sent to me, he showed me the truth. No, that stuff is fake. This is the truth. Read your Bible, and in the Bible is right then and there. And when I look back on my life, the stuff that's in the Bible was playing out in my life. It was playing out in my life. And it showed me why all those people that I ran into was demonic. Why that stuff was happening to me. That stuff was demonic. And he showed me that, Jesus is God. Jesus is God. The Word, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. All in one. That's him. He's all in one. People believe in this Trinity. People believe that it's three up there. No, it's one. It's all in one. And I start coming into the truth. I start coming into the knowledge of the truth now. And I can see now, I'm seeing all the spiritual stuff. I'm seeing all this stuff now. Even to the point where I'm seeing I started studying about the signs of a fallen angel. And that grown woman that I ran into, she have all the signs of a fallen angel. Fallen angels, them demonic people, they don't care who they had sex with. They had sex with male and female. And she was a bisexual woman. She liked women and men. She was doing drugs. She was getting over on people. She was a liar. She was a thief. She was stealing from people. She was doing all this wicked stuff. And mind you, she was a married woman. I didn't even know that she was a married woman until I started hanging with her in a hotel. But see, at that time, I ain't know nothing about all that adultery and all that. I ain't know nothing about all that. How she was committing adultery the whole time. And I was messing with her, so I don't know if I was committing adultery, but I was ignorant to it. I didn't know. And so, but God showed me all this, that she's demonic, and now I'm into the truth. Now I'm on this path. So now I started making videos teaching y'all, showing y'all the truth, showing y'all what's real and what's not, and everything that I say in my videos now is not no lie. God started convicting me of all my sins when I came into the truth. And that new person, that new leader that he sent me to, he started speaking to me through that dude and showing me. That dude started telling all the sins and stuff, how it can lead you to hell, lead you to the lake of fire. And so I started coming into the truth now, not knowing that everything that I was doing was leading me to the lake of fire. It was leading me to the lake of fire. I was on my way to the lake of fire. But see, now that you know better, you do better. Now that you know better, you do better. And so I was in pornography, I was smoking weed, fornicating, I was, I was doing all, I was lying, I was stealing, y'all. I was stealing from everywhere. I was stealing from everywhere. I was a thief. For real. But but see, God showed me that all that stuff that I was doing was leading me to the lake of fire. So I cut all that stuff out. I cut all of it out. I stopped doing all that. I got convicted of all of that. Thank God that I ain't never get locked up though, because I could have been locked up for all the stuff that I was doing. I could have been locked up. So y'all, this is my testimony, and now I'm here. I ran into chosen people. This leader started teaching me about chosen, about being set apart. I always, and I always knew that I was set apart from everybody else, because growing up in school, I ain't had friends. I ain't had friends at all. I was one of them ones who during lunchtime, I ain't had nobody to sit with. I would sit by myself, or I would just go sit in the bathroom and wait until lunch was over. I was one of them type of ones. I ain't fit in with nobody. I didn't fit in with anybody. I always felt like I had something special to do in this life other than doing what them other dudes was doing, was gang banging and getting killed or robbing or all that stuff. I always felt like I was set apart. So now, as I got older and now I'm seeing all this stuff, I really am set apart. I don't fit in with nobody at all. I just don't fit in with anybody. And not saying that I'm better than anybody. No, not at all. No. I'm just speaking the truth. I don't fit in with nobody. Nobody that I can say that that's my friend right there, or that's my, when you chosen and you set apart, most likely if you're really a chosen one, most likely you ain't gonna have no friends, or you're gonna be single. Most likely. Not saying you're gonna be single forever. Not saying you ain't gonna have no friend, because I got at least 2 friends right now. But I don't have no group of friends, You even gonna be set apart from your own family members. You're gonna be set apart from your own family members. Y'all, it's to the point now, my own family don't even like me. My own family can't even stand me. So for all y'all out there who you see that your family don't like you, your families they treat you bad or something, y'all, take it from me. My family treat me the same way. So you're not by yourself. That's why I make these videos, to show people that they not by themselves for what they dealing with. I'm gonna make a video about that. So now, I can say that I'm really set apart. Maybe one of the chosen ones. All that stuff happened in my life for a reason, for God showing me that this stuff is real. This devil is out here, y'all. He's out here. He wants you. He wants your soul. This devil wants your soul, y'all. Be careful. Be careful. This devil, he wants your soul. And it was to a point where I wanted to do music. I wanted to be in music industry. But I see how wicked this demonic music industry is. And if I get into that, I'm going to get caught up in all that demonic stuff. I'm going to be getting tempted a lot. So y'all, I just want to say this is my testimony. Don't make this video too much longer. I pray that it reach somebody and somebody can wake up from what they doing in their life. They can wake up, man. Because this stuff is real. This devil is out here for your soul. He wants you. He wants to kill you. And God will allow stuff to happen for the glory of him. For him to show you something. So y'all just wake up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I pray that it reach somebody, man. Peace.